Previously on the Apple and Orange line. Comparing my New York Central Hudson locomotive to one of the new ones in the Lion Chief lineup, I don't know. The new ones do some things that mine won't do, and mine is a really heavy duty, really well built, solid locomotive, and I love it, and I'm never getting rid of it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Apple and Orange line and to another Train Tuesday video continuing our MPC era series. And today we have a special guest and Real Toy Trains channel on YouTube. Check them out if you haven't seen them before. They've put down a challenge to do a video on your first locomotive. And so you've seen mine before, it was in another video, but about 6 weeks ago I did a video looking back at my first train set that I received at Christmas 1976. That was the New York Central Empire State Express train set from Lionel. And that box set included my favorite locomotive. It was also my first locomotive. And it's the number 8600 Hudson 464 steam engine. And it's a good looking locomotive. That is just a good looking steam engine. And it was always my favorite, and it was always my dad's favorite too. We always talked about this one. And so I wanted to do a special video and just feature this locomotive and talk about it a little bit more. The New York Central Hudsons were a popular series of 464 Hudson-type steam locomotives built by the American Locomotive Company, otherwise known as ALCO, and the Lima Locomotive Works between 1927 and 1938 for the New York Central Railroad. Named after the Hudson River, the 464 wheel arrangement came to be known as the Hudson type in the United States, as these locomotives were the first examples built and used in North America. Built for high-speed passenger train work, the Hudson locomotives were famously known for hauling the New York Central's passenger trains, such as the 20th Century Limited and the Empire State Express. With the onset of diesel locomotives by the mid-20th century, all J-class Hudson locomotives were retired and subsequently scrapped by 1957, with none preserved today, except for a converted tender, which is preserved at the Steamtown National Historic Site. The 464 Hudson had a wheelbase of over 83 feet and a total length over 97 feet. The width was 10.5 feet and the height was just over 15 feet. The locomotive weighed 365,000 pounds, and the tender weighed in just over 316,000 pounds for a total weight of 681,900 pounds. It operated on coal. The fuel capacity in the tender was 56,000 pounds, and the water capacity was 13,600 gallons. The maximum speed was 123 miles per hour. The Hudson was operated by the New York Central Railroad, Boston and Albany Railroad, Toronto, Hamilton and Buffalo Railway, Michigan Central Railroad, and the Cleveland, Cincinnati, Chicago, and St. Louis Railway. It was produced in 3 classes, the J1, J2, and J3, of which 205 J1s were built, 20 J2s, and 50 J3s were produced, and they were all retired between 1953 and 1956. All were scrapped, and none were preserved. In popular culture, the Hudson has been featured many times on album covers and in movie and TV shows, such as the hit TV show How I Met Your Mother, where a poster of the New York Central Hudson can be seen in Ted Mosby's apartment above the fireplace. According to an article on Wikipedia, the Lionel Corporation has issued the Hudson in 1937, 1946, 1947, 1950, 1964, 1984, 1990, 2001, 2011, and 2019. However, they left out the MPC era 1976 edition, which was number 8600, the subject of this video. The first model issued in 1937 was made for special T-rail track and numbered 5344. It was also the first mass-produced scale model train, numbered 700E by Lionel, with E designating it as having an electronic reversing unit, or E unit. The Hudson from 1946 and 1947 numbered 221. The 1950 and 1964 version was for O-gauge tubular track and numbered 773. The 1987 Hudson was released for O-gauge tubular track and numbered 783. The 2011 Hudson was numbered 5344, like the 1937 Hudson, but made for O-gauge fast track tubular or Atlas O-gauge track. MTH has also issued the Hudson in the late 1980s and 1990s. Thanks again for tuning into this special edition of the Apple and Orange Line Train Tuesday video featuring the number 8600 New York Central Hudson 464. Unfortunately, like I said, there's none of these left. They were all scrapped. But I really do love this engine. I mean, I really love this engine. Hey, and remember, you can always leave a comment here on the Apple and Orange Line. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video. Please smash that like button, and if you want to see more of these videos, please hit subscribe. Tune again next time on the Apple and Orange Line when we will have another MPC era locomotive. God damn it, I just about did it again. Jesus Christ. Okay. Hey, and